Hello, my name is Mindy, and today I want to talk about signs that an ENFP likes you. And this video I make because of some comments I've read on other videos of mine where people still asking themselves like, how do I know that an ENFP likes me? And a little introduction for this subject is, I guess the question comes from the fact that ENFPs are known for liking or for acting like they like people or flirting when they are not actually interested. So that can come across that way. Me as an ENFP, I've heard that as well. So that I look like I'm flirting with someone when I'm not. So I think it's a bit funny because, yeah, I don't know how it feels like to not be an ENFP and to experience that from the outside. So I think it's interesting. But anyhow, yeah, so we can look like we're interested and we're not, according to other types, of course, not to ourselves. So here are some of the clues that can help you to understand if the ENFP likes you in a romantic way or not. So first of all, one of the most important things is that the ENFP, we don't like playing games. So maybe for other types it might look like it, and some people might disagree with what I'm saying. You can leave your comments. But if we look like we don't have interest, we most likely do not have interest. So it's just as simple as that. So we are interested in someone and we will show it, and we will shower the person with questions because we want to know everything about that person, for instance. But if we look like we're not interested, I have to say we might not be interested in that person. So that's one main important thing. So one sign is that if the person seems to like you, then it might like you. But if the ENFP seems like they don't like you, there might not be interest, because we are people that cannot hide their emotions or their inner tides, kind of. It's just obvious whenever something is happening. So it's not that we can really hide it. So that's something to keep in mind. Secondly, if we like someone, we will set time aside for that person. And this is very important because we have a lot of things to do, a lot of people to see. We have friends, we have co-workers, we have a lot of things running in our lives. And I think it depends on where in our developments we are, the ENFP. So you can find someone who is like very socially active and doing a lot of things, or you can find someone who is like more quiet and like more resting. But still, this ENFP most likely will have a lot of interest in things where this person can spend their time. But one important thing is when we do not want to see a person, whether it is a romantic interest or a romantic partner or dates person or a friend or something like that, or family member, we might just cancel, or we might not find. It's not that we don't want to do it consciously, but we would find maybe reasons to not do it soon. So it might get just like delayed and delayed and delayed. So when an ENFP really likes someone, they would not delay it. They would find a time, even if they're super busy in their agendas, they will find a time. Let's say that you invite or want to take out the ENFP. Doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, and a person is genuinely busy. So if the ENFP is interested, they might find an alternative or another date for going out with you. But if they don't, and just particularly say, look, I'm sorry, I can't, and then they don't come back to your messages, it is also a mix of this and the first point that I said, like, if we look like we are not interested, we might not be interested. So yeah, read that. Another thing is that we lose interest easily on people and on things, that thing that they say about our TE or extrovert thinking. It is true. So we might feel like we like someone, and then we might lose it soon. But this is not because ENFPs are shallow people. for some types it might look like it. In my opinion, it's more like whenever we want to do something, so let's say wanting in this case would be dating someone, a couple of dates, and the first date went good, and then the second date maybe went also okay, but then on the third date you start realizing that things are not as good as they thought at the beginning, then that might show immediately in a kind of decrease of the interest or the amount of time they're spending at texting or seeing the person, whatever. And this is because when we do something, like that's 1 or 2 dates, and we like the person kind of because we're getting to know them, whatever, so we give it all. So we're people, like very passionate people. And then whenever we feel that it's not what we wanted, then we just might take a step back and just like intensely, it's just, I think I see it as intensity. So you intensively the ENFP wants the person, and intensively they are uninterested. So this can happen, and this can happen often, and that's why a lot of people can call the ENFPs players or people that it's not reliable. And I want to say, in the defense of all of the ENFPs out there, that honestly, I don't think it's about being shallow. I'm explaining the ENFP perspective here. It's really about being intense, and we do not know how to not be intense when we want something or intense when we don't want something. But the good side is like, you will notice, again, it's the same point. The first point is back again. You will notice whenever they lose interest, that you will notice whenever they want to be with you, whenever they don't want to be with you. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. So that's another sign that they like you or they not like you. So if the ENFP stays engaged for the longer term and whatever, so it is clear that they like you. I know that there are some types I might think like, yeah, but this person acts like they like me, but then we go out with friends and she's like flirting or he's like flirting. And remember, that might be like what it looks like from the outside for other types, but in our opinion, we're just being warm and friendly and just being ourselves with other people. And that just can come across for other person or other types, like being unreliable or whatever. So yeah, those are some small tips on how to see if an ENFP likes you. So let me just recap. So if they show interest, they're likely interest. I think that's like the most important one. Secondly, they will definitely set time apart to see you. And the lose of an interest. So this is not a sign that they like you, but this is like, well, it's a sign that they like you if they keep having interest in you. And the fact that they might seem like they're flirting with other types, like I would almost kind of advise to kind of ask them. You can ask that person, like, I would appreciate if someone would say to me, like, like when we go out, I have the impression like it's like a bit flirty, or I just want to know if it's my impression or it's like, what is your own feeling, your own experience in those moments. I think that would be something that I would appreciate when someone in a very respectful way without judgment would ask me, because it's interesting to know me. So that's something also very nice for us ENFPs, to see that another person is interested. And as long as this person is not like kind of judgy and jealous and trying to feel control, we might be happy to just share it. So like, oh no, like, I just definitely just feel like I am whatever, being friendly with other people. So yeah, I hope it helped, and subscribe to my channel, and till next time.